So, is that the countdown? 3, 2, 1. So, hi there. Hi there, I'm Paul Murphy. And this is my book containing my poem, social diatribe. This is what I guess they call my street poem. Anyway, it's Maybe Tomorrow. And I'm going to read it for you. And I'll explain it at the end of the reading. Give you something to look forward to. So, 3, 2, 1. Maybe tomorrow I'll think back on you and ask myself just what it was that I didn't do. Maybe tomorrow I would call your name and wonder if we went back, would it still be the same? Maybe tomorrow we'll see what really counts. Remember when we held hands at the Sermon on the Mount? Maybe tomorrow the lame will walk again, when we're not counting down the sands that still remain. Maybe tomorrow your disguise will fall. You'll take off your makeup, your fake fur and your shawl. Maybe tomorrow I'll read your message twice. I always get 2 quotes before I settle on a price. Maybe tomorrow the dead might dance outside your door. At least this time around they will know the score. Maybe tomorrow the oracle will speak to tell you soft the truth one time. You're not that unique. Maybe tomorrow, if you care to wait, they'll prise apart your fingers and see the hand of fate. Maybe tomorrow the nightingale will sing. The dove will fly again after you had crushed her wing. Maybe tomorrow, if you can keep your nerve, God will call and give back all that you deserve. Maybe tomorrow your eyes will burn no more into the souls of innocence you left for dead before. Maybe tomorrow you'll dance upon the sand as castaways clutch at your feet with daggers in their hand. Maybe tomorrow, if so the devil chooses, you'll understand your winning hand ensures your child loses. Maybe tomorrow, as shots ring out outside, you'll change your mask and find yourself a better place to hide. Maybe tomorrow you'll put your marker down in the darkest streets, in the meanest part of town. Maybe tomorrow, when the roses bloom, you'll take pity on the souls you have sampled in the gloom. Maybe tomorrow you'll lose those you selected and be condemned to live with the ones that you rejected. Maybe tomorrow, if you stumble on the rails, you'll remember gloating, I spit on anyone who fails. Maybe tomorrow, as the night makes known its ire, your parents will watch stoically while you are drowned in desire. Maybe tomorrow, at the council of the damned, you'll use your last appeal and feel the executioner's hand. Maybe tomorrow, your past will be extinguished. You'll wear your widow's veil that makes you look so distinguished. Maybe tomorrow, past the last chime of the night, someone will close your curtain and blow out your light. Maybe tomorrow, all your lessons will be learnt, and your heart will cry aloud for the souvenirs you've burnt. Maybe tomorrow, should you feel you're in control, look back on your empty life and hear the thunder roll. Maybe tomorrow, your deeds will be deciphered. That's when you'll feel my pity, based on all that I've heard. Maybe tomorrow, clutch your possessions tight. Away out in the distance, you'll see the smuggler's light. Maybe tomorrow, you'll understand what's real and seek a new beginning instead of a new deal. Maybe tomorrow, lying empty and forlorn, you'll sigh and ask why you heeded not back when you were warned. Maybe tomorrow, your bedroom door will creak, and across the floorboards tread the steps of him you seek. Maybe tomorrow, if you believe in myths, you will be rewarded for your tried and trusted gifts. Maybe tomorrow, they'll empty out the vault, lay the names out on the desk and choose the one at fault. Maybe tomorrow, with patience running thin, your abuse will cut loose and eyes will start to spin. Maybe tomorrow you'll take arrow to the bow and shoot Cupid's message at somebody you don't know. Maybe tomorrow, as they read your father's will, All eyes shall fall upon you, and you'll pay your debtor's bill. Maybe tomorrow they'll strip search your mind and shudder in their sleep at all the evil that they'll find. Maybe tomorrow, as your reputation grows, the Samaritan will walk by and steal from you your clothes. Maybe tomorrow you'll be engulfed by guilt and curse yourself for living in the mansion that it built. Maybe tomorrow, at the last turn of the dial, you'll open up the tent and say, I may be gone a while. Maybe tomorrow you'll restart where you ended, perhaps reflect upon the serpents you've befriended. Maybe tomorrow you'll flash your calamity smile and bask in the vanity of how it can beguile. Maybe tomorrow the signal will be heard, and in the graveyard of your soul something will be stirred. Maybe tomorrow you'll walk in the early morning rain. Yes, you're all alone, but you're the queen of your domain. Maybe tomorrow the ashes will blow your way from the funeral pyre of the love you lost that day. Maybe tomorrow they'll sing in the cantina as you dance for pennies to the sound of concertina. Maybe tomorrow the marker will go down where your prayers lie fallow on unconsecrated ground. Maybe tomorrow the crowds will watch your layers peel, and then will lie exposed the one of you that's real. Maybe tomorrow you'll shed a single tear as the last sonnet fades from the lips of the lonesome balladeer. Maybe tomorrow you will march to a vagrant harp, sympathize the toll man, demonize his clerk. Maybe tomorrow they'll drag you back to your old haunts, reintroduce you to yourself as your shadow sits and taunts. Maybe tomorrow the temple will meet the ground, and those condemned within its walls will laugh to hear the sound. Maybe tomorrow, only if the price is right, will they want you for comfort through the storm-lashed night. Maybe tomorrow I could show you while you wait what will happen when they slash the canvas of your last portrait. Maybe tomorrow someone will climb the stairs. Call out not for help then, for no one even cares. Maybe tomorrow, at the bend of the Oxbow Lake, you'll look back on your travels and see your first mistake. Maybe tomorrow, with mercy up for auction, perhaps one time you will err upon the side of caution. Maybe tomorrow, as twilight meets your gaze, you'll ponder on the merits of all your decadent ways. Maybe tomorrow, beneath the swinging chandelier, your lover's eyes will glance at you and know his end is near. Maybe tomorrow, down the patchwork pavement street, your purse will spill its alms as the poor cry out, revenge is sweet. Maybe tomorrow, when to heaven eyes are lifted, the jury will stare hard at you, knowing the burden of proof has shifted. Maybe tomorrow, as they gather at the verge, all sinners there combined can match not the sins that you must purge. Maybe tomorrow, when today has lost all meaning, you will see Gethsemane's gates in the distance gleaming. Maybe tomorrow the waves will pull to shore, and I won't have to live upon your island anymore. Maybe tomorrow the sunlight will return, and the letters that you sent to him will be the first to burn. Maybe tomorrow your compromise will split. The pieces of your puzzle, a child could make them fit. Maybe tomorrow, in the shade of the courtyard, you will stumble on the bones of all those who fought so hard. Maybe tomorrow they will cruise your alleyways. Try hard to forget them once they wilted neath your praise. Maybe tomorrow, when you've bolted every door, you'll understand that no one is a-knocking like before. Maybe tomorrow, when you've laid purity to waste, suddenly you'll find your wine will have a bitter taste. Maybe tomorrow, crass confusion clouding minds, they'll whisper in your ear, beware the vow that binds. Maybe tomorrow the dead will excavate your cave. As you beg for clemency, they'll laugh, you cannot be saved. Maybe tomorrow you will walk proud to the gallows, past your long-dead saviours in their mausoleum shallow. Maybe tomorrow in the dark a shot will ring, and innocent or guilty will then not mean a thing. Maybe tomorrow your scent will fill the air, and before you even know it, the hounds will all be there. Maybe tomorrow, if such should be your whim, you'll pull a name out of your hat and cry, "Crucify him." Maybe tomorrow, when the cockerel starts to crow, you'll wake up alone with somebody that you don't even know. Maybe tomorrow, they'll door paint on your wall, "Everyone is welcome, line up in the hall." Maybe tomorrow, the lines inside your palm will tell you if the waters of your life will grow more calm. And maybe tomorrow, as they shatter your window pane, the preacher might take pity, or maybe just take aim. Maybe tomorrow you'll come to realize, never trust a stranger with tattoos on their eyes. Maybe tomorrow, wherever you may run, you'll find yourself far back from where you had begun. Maybe tomorrow, as you sleep in dreams embrace, a nightmare will come riding, and it wears your lover's face. Maybe tomorrow, what they're throwing on the cart will be the pieces of the statue that I carved of your heart. Maybe tomorrow we'll reach a compromise, gold coins in your purse, pennies on my eyes. Maybe tomorrow, as the revving engines roar, you'll glance over your shoulder at what you had before. Maybe tomorrow he will love you one more time, caress you with his fingers before he turns his hands to crime. Maybe tomorrow you will cry out with elation, "Pain is my religion, I worship devastation." Maybe tomorrow those sins will be absolved with a fresh donation from all of those involved. Maybe tomorrow the last post will be sounded, "Shoot not your deserters, their deeds are not unfounded." Maybe tomorrow, if your jewellery box lies empty, fill it to the brim with the fakes your father sent me. Maybe tomorrow you'll dine in chamber 121, where before the first course ends a new one has begun. Maybe tomorrow your palace will be built, but for every marble stone there should be a block of guilt. Maybe tomorrow you will play the wounded one, first throw off your serpent and then unload your gun. Maybe tomorrow you will tread the frozen steps. Don't turn if he calls you, there's no foothold in regrets. Maybe tomorrow, implicit in your tone, you'll rob the unknown soldier and let him die alone. Maybe tomorrow there'll be a new hole in your dam, and when it starts to flood, please forget where I am. Maybe tomorrow, as from your balcony you gaze, you'll spin your mother's cabin, ransacked and ablaze. Maybe tomorrow, deep down in your pocket, you'll find your son's medallion and your daughter's locket. Maybe tomorrow, unspoken words will taunt you. Wear what he has bought you, shudder while he flaunts you. Maybe tomorrow, as they tear down the gates of Eden, you'll see heaven's vengeance bestowed on she who leads them. Maybe tomorrow, your pretty clothes will turn to rags, and all of your possessions shall fit inside 2 broken bags. Maybe tomorrow you'll throw bottles in the river with notes inside their necks saying, "Father, please forgive her." Maybe tomorrow you'll see which grass was best. If ever you admit it, I would stand impressed. Maybe tomorrow the frugal gift of pleasure will outweigh your conscience if you dare to measure. Maybe tomorrow, at the last turn on the right, you'll stop and let a stranger in to share the loser's plight. Maybe tomorrow, if we're due to take account, your ledger is in the red again and by a huge amount. Maybe tomorrow, when I bolt the bedroom door, your cut-glass cutlass voice will flail, "My self-esteem no more." Maybe tomorrow, the seeds of doubt you've sown will yield such bitter fruit that it will make your taster moan. Maybe tomorrow your visage will slip and fall, then you'll match the wanted poster painted on the wall. Maybe tomorrow, as your cousins writhe in pain, rob them of their futures while sneering, don't complain. Maybe tomorrow, through love's wreckage as you sift, you'll find a note that reads, today, 'twas my parting gift. Maybe tomorrow, as the skull's jaws start to smile, you'll renovate your attitude to those that you've defiled. Maybe tomorrow he'll put a compass on the map, so one time he'll make it home without ditching in your trap. Maybe tomorrow your children will be free, a tsunami of victims, everyone your enemy. Maybe tomorrow they'll waterboard your soul and make you sign confessions that you were always in control. Maybe tomorrow, as sure as night will follow day, you'll follow a star unto the highest jackpot life can pay. Maybe tomorrow, when God's hounded me to my grave, you'll remind him kindly how it was that you were saved. Maybe tomorrow, through your litany of lies, one lone word of truth will rise up and stare deep in your eyes. Maybe tomorrow the jury will remain and tell you of their verdict, your life was lived in vain. Maybe tomorrow, when they've deciphered out your text, they will lie in wait for you, knowing what you're doing next. Maybe tomorrow, whatever face you wear, they'll pick you out of an identity parade and tie you to the chair. Maybe tomorrow they'll queue in the vacant lot. When you've lost all that you had, it's easier to take stock. Maybe tomorrow you can rise out of the mire and stop taking solace with someone who only comes for hire. Maybe tomorrow you'll close your picture book. Everyone in the library of lust has already had a look. Maybe tomorrow they'll conscript a brand new crew and set sail for the sunset rather than walk the plank with you. Maybe tomorrow the weather will improve. The logjam in your memory will finally start to move. Maybe tomorrow they'll unleash the savage hounds as your commandment heart starts to do its rounds. Maybe tomorrow you'll walk your Nicodemus mile, strap the piper to the tracks and teach him about denial. Maybe tomorrow your scope will be restricted and they can start to bathe the wounds that you callously inflicted. Maybe tomorrow they'll mark their territory. I know what they're planning, but that's another story. Maybe tomorrow you'll review your one-way system, address the sanctions of your soul, and maybe start to lift them. Maybe tomorrow I'll recall the fields of yellow, where once we lay as one, and my memories will mellow. Maybe tomorrow, when you dredge up the past, you'll rue unto yourself how the best times flew so fast. Maybe tomorrow, if I may be so bold, I'd suggest it's time for you to come in from the cold. Maybe tomorrow you'll see that the cards you marked don't amount to anything if you're playing in the dark. Maybe tomorrow, as your azure dagger points, a whisper soft and slow will say, stop hanging round these joints. Maybe tomorrow they'll break the last seal on your tomb and see how many went with you when they locked up your room. Maybe tomorrow, as the barriers are raised, you'll see you took your best shot, but I was merely grazed. Maybe tomorrow I will settle your account. I hope you will be pleased with your final amount. Maybe tomorrow you'll rewrite our battle of wills in your one-room cabin in the Catskill Hills. Maybe tomorrow he'll lean forward and whisper, since I met you, I know just how much I miss her. Maybe tomorrow you'll dance to his tune on top of a gin-soaked table in a run-down saloon. Maybe tomorrow, at the last wave's sapphire crest, you'll finally reprioritize and button up your dress. Maybe tomorrow your water will run clean. I withstood your infection and I'm in quarantine. Maybe tomorrow your mother will forgive the kind of cruel existence that you left her to live. Maybe tomorrow, to the song of the thrush, you'll stop doing things that make your poor children blush. Maybe tomorrow I might be alerted that your curse is lifted, that your course has been diverted. Maybe tomorrow I'll let the wind catch fire, blow in your direction and light your funeral pyre. Maybe tomorrow you'll do something surprising, pacify your suitors and quell down their uprising. Maybe tomorrow you will zero down the dial, betray your freedom fighter and watch him stand on trial. Maybe tomorrow the mob leader with the torch will find the kindling that I left so careless on your porch. Maybe tomorrow you'll unpack your last valise, bury their last vestige of hope and put your mind at ease. Maybe tomorrow winter breeze will freeze your sails. I would love to tell your anecdotes, but dead men tell no tales. Maybe tomorrow I'll watch you run aground and smile as the lifeboats see your face and slowly turn around. Maybe tomorrow you'll find out your line was tapped. That's how they caught you in the act. That's how you got your fingers trapped. Maybe tomorrow, when the hour is later, I will be a spectre and not a spectator. Maybe tomorrow you'll find a new perspective, or when you go for broke, you'll try to be more selective. Maybe tomorrow time's trap will be sprung, convolute your future while you're to be young. Maybe tomorrow you'll rebuild what you have broken and scribe remorseful sentences for the harsh words you have spoken. Maybe tomorrow, as the mist comes rolling in, you'll choose your gladiator and cry, "Let the games begin." Maybe tomorrow, with fear deep in our hearts, we'll strike our staff upon the shore and watch as the river parts. Maybe tomorrow you'll let your children call, give them back their future instead of desecrating it all. Maybe tomorrow, with an echo of contrition, you'll think once on others and try to justify your position. Maybe tomorrow you'll no longer look behind, with one eye on a victory parade and one eye staring blind. Maybe tomorrow the path to you well travelled will be more than 3 deep and the exit route unravelled. Maybe tomorrow when you start to make your move, you'll read your report card and accept you must improve. Maybe tomorrow, with one hand on the helm, you'll run ashore just one more time and accept it as your realm. Maybe tomorrow, as saints play blind man's bluff, someone will whisper in your ear, "Well, maybe that's enough." Maybe tomorrow, if there's any time to spare, I'll ride the rails to Bethlehem and perhaps I'll meet you there. Maybe tomorrow they'll divest you of your hatred cowl, point you to the pastures where the wolves no longer howl. Maybe tomorrow I can light you up a candle. I'll think about it then. Now it's more pressure than I can handle. Maybe tomorrow, as they tell you what they know, you'll learn their quoting headstone words of those who lay below. Maybe tomorrow you'll sheathe your demon eyes, stop classing love as weakness or condescending compromise. Maybe tomorrow, at the lip of the crimson cavern, you'll find nobody wishes to drink any further at your tavern. Maybe tomorrow you'll taste an acrid pill. Yes, you wrote the ending, but I added a codicil. Maybe tomorrow your actions so depraved will follow you for eternity, long past the cloak of the grave. Maybe tomorrow my soul will have a new song to be sung, free at last now from the napalm symphony of your tongue. Maybe tomorrow, as you defend what you've condemned, you'll find the Father that you seek in a barren field of men. Maybe tomorrow a small trace may still linger of the only one who ever put a ring upon your finger. Maybe tomorrow you'll lie unconscious in the snow and regret you traded out their lives for the demon down below. Maybe tomorrow they'll hand you down a sentence that will give you time to find the meaning of repentance. Maybe tomorrow, as the figures are collated, will moans of pleasure compensate the lives you've devastated. Maybe tomorrow, if your quota has been reached, I know you'll keep accumulating until your walls are breached. Maybe tomorrow your cobra will lie curled from outside your bedroom door to the four corners of the world. Maybe tomorrow, as the temperature starts to drop, he'll plough your tainted furrow and harvest your bitter crop. Maybe tomorrow the lame will share your dance. Everyone will bet on black in your game of chance. Maybe tomorrow, as they read your documents, you'll convince them of your lies, your putrid decadence. Maybe tomorrow, when the sun strokes the horizon's brow, you will waltz in silence and ponder where I'm now. Maybe tomorrow, if business has been bad, you'll view your empty nursery and remember what you had. Maybe tomorrow, as your soul retains radio silence, clarity will bring parity instead of untold violence. Maybe tomorrow, if they guess your destination, tell yourself there's got to be a reasonable explanation. Maybe tomorrow, all the told tales rife will expose the dungeons of your malcontented life. Maybe tomorrow, your wagon thoughts will roll. Cover well your delicate skin before you spin out of control. Maybe tomorrow, if you're on the comeback trail, better check for booby traps before you open up your mail. Maybe tomorrow, though it's none of my concern, I think your smoking tongue will cause the room to burn. Maybe tomorrow, on instinct you will run, but that won't explain how come your DNA was on the gun. Maybe tomorrow, when his feet turn to clay, you'll remember when you waltzed at the Salon de Soleil. Maybe tomorrow, if your lips call for a truce, I'll swap my Queen of Hearts for 2 aces and a deuce. Maybe tomorrow, when you pretend to stand revealed, you know as well as I your eyes shed naught but tears of steel. Maybe tomorrow, if his view becomes immune, you'll have to dress to please him or sing a different tune. Maybe tomorrow my mind will be at peace. The dead are served the best by those who miss them least. Maybe tomorrow you'll start reaching out. With one hand tied behind your back, it's hard to be devout. Maybe tomorrow, when you think you're in control, he'll strap you to his stagecoach and let the wagons roll. Maybe tomorrow you'll reject his cyanide laughs, soulless dress his new temptress, and walk on gilded paths. Maybe tomorrow, as the flood begins to recede, you'll learn that life's not built around you getting what you need. Maybe tomorrow, in spite of my nobility, I'll show you how your spewing scorn polluted the ocean of tranquility. Maybe tomorrow we'll finally have heard the message you've kept hidden underneath your words. Maybe tomorrow the scales will fail to tally how your smile is so bright and how dark was your valley. Maybe tomorrow, if the Lord comes passing through, he'll find some way to forgive you for all the sins you do. Maybe tomorrow, in an instant, with no warning, you'll cry for babies you ensured would never be aborning. Maybe tomorrow, the phantoms in your mind will let you sleep in peace if they should be so kind. Maybe tomorrow, you'll wonder with distress if you should have been so cruel to lay your living parents to rest. Maybe tomorrow, he'll excavate your crypt. Will he outrun your locust lust when he finds you lying stripped? Maybe tomorrow, when the prophecies unfold, I'll write your memoir up with your secrets written bold. Maybe tomorrow, as I imitate you down, you'll wake beneath the stars with your tears a tombstone crown. Maybe tomorrow you'll travel on the mystery train everything foretold, but much of it in vain. Maybe tomorrow, when you're drifting off the rails, you'll stand weeping at the dockside as the last ship sails. Maybe tomorrow, with your dealer king deposed, all your claims of fortune will stand accounted and exposed. Maybe tomorrow you'll stare in the looking glass and see what you've become. What question will you ask? Maybe tomorrow your gossamer veil will rend, and the pauper that you spat upon will be your only friend. Maybe tomorrow you'll extemporize your psalm with 30 silver pieces and stigmata in your palm. Maybe tomorrow, as he demands fresh compensation, you'll wish you'd settle out of court or gone for arbitration. Maybe tomorrow, like a spectral eidolon, his shadow will remain, but his touch will be long gone. Maybe tomorrow, while the weary rest their heads, you'll tear the last page from their Bibles and set fire to their beds. Maybe tomorrow your pestilence tongue will stall, your infectious words will fade and will scrawl freedom on your wall. Maybe tomorrow the corpse will find fresh skin, then the game shall start, oh yes, and then the fun begin. Maybe tomorrow, as you stand alone in a crowd, with one shot in your chamber will you do your father proud. Maybe tomorrow, as your contours he caresses, will you ask yourself how long now until he confesses? Maybe tomorrow, in your finery and your lace, shall you walk the streets of misery and remember their embrace? Maybe tomorrow, of your ceremony vows unchained, I would breathe anew with all my strength regained. Maybe tomorrow I'll be the one to stage a coup, rebuild the paradise he and you overthrew. Maybe tomorrow, from behind my insularity, I will lay some clues out of when you switch polarity. Maybe tomorrow I'll rewatch your fake eye contacts flutter, as the crone soothsayer whispered to me, anybody but her. Maybe tomorrow, in the slipstream of his devastation, you'll stagger to your feet and reassess your situation. Maybe tomorrow your ghost will hold a conference call on how the hydra in your head did lay slain to them all. Maybe tomorrow, when you find yourself alone, you'll find a message in your hand saying, search closer to home. Maybe tomorrow, your virus kiss will infect no more, and 100 times we will walk in safety past your door. Maybe tomorrow, when contentment fails to work, true colours will stand showing as emotions go berserk. Maybe tomorrow, as your shades no longer shield you, will you accept at last it was your conscience that revealed you? Maybe tomorrow they'll find your prints upon the blade, and the hotel clerk will say, yes, she's the one who stayed. Maybe tomorrow you will burn the cross of Christ. You'd do it for free. Even Judas had a price. Maybe tomorrow the hate tide in your mind will reach the shore of sorrow, and new love will drive you blind. Maybe tomorrow, as the wind-fueled poppies wave, they'll excavate your memory and empty out its grave. Maybe tomorrow your need for validation will leave you in the typhoon's eye, facing abrogation. Maybe tomorrow they'll see the whites of your eyes and the empty gaze around them from 1,000 nights of lies. Maybe tomorrow you'll read my books upon your shelf and see that when I shot at you, I was aiming at myself. Maybe tomorrow I'll crawl down Liberty Lane, and if you pass my way that day, you won't know me by name. Maybe tomorrow you'll bask in belladonna's thrall, and you won't even notice when the bad boys come to call. Maybe tomorrow, if the morning looks too bleak, you'll cut the tongue of your lover out, the better to hear him speak. Maybe tomorrow they'll rehydrate your soul and file it where it belongs, in the Dead Sea Scrolls. Maybe tomorrow as the dawn sails into view, they'll toss a coin into your well and say merci beaucoup. Maybe tomorrow you'll lie in the webs you've spun and turn and face the jury and force your mascara to run. Maybe tomorrow, as a radiator starts to cough, they'll walk in 2 by 2 and the stabilizers will come off. Maybe tomorrow the oppressed, lame and the poor will find a no admittance sign pinned to your basement door. Maybe tomorrow, with your acceptance speech to hand, you'll find the ceremony was yesterday and the applause for you was canned. Maybe tomorrow the cauldron of your spite will bubble up and overflow and make your stomach tight. Maybe tomorrow they'll take down the exit sign that guides the way to safety through the minefield of your mind. Maybe tomorrow, if one shot at hope remains, they'll take you into rehab and siphon off the hatred from your veins. Maybe tomorrow, when you're trying to be anonymous, remember this, your bitter kiss has long since become monotonous. Maybe tomorrow the white lines around your nose will stretch around your body and your bones will feed the crows. Maybe tomorrow they'll see through your piety and only station wall graffiti will document your notoriety. Maybe tomorrow the sleepers will awaken and you will be confronted by the sacred lives you've taken. Maybe tomorrow your nerves will finally flounder and the cry will go out, let's watch as they surround her. Maybe tomorrow they'll publish the real facts of the charity donations your family made whilst lying on their backs. Maybe tomorrow the foam will be torn from the wall, and when you hear sudden footsteps, how will you make the call? Maybe tomorrow, when you turn the fountain on, they'll take you up the mountain and the problem will be gone. Maybe tomorrow, at the murderers' convention, you'll win the first prize by a landslide and I'll get an honourable mention. Maybe tomorrow, as my vital signs hit 0, you'll whisper in my children's ears, he was not your hero. Maybe tomorrow you'll close their playroom door and tell them that you're going back to where you've never been before. Maybe tomorrow the canopies on your eyes will deceive the jewelry foreman into believing your 15 alibis. Maybe tomorrow they'll beg, oh please convince us there's a valid reason for you to be so iniquitous. Maybe tomorrow your reply will resound, I live how I want to, as they take you by the pound. Maybe tomorrow I'll sign your check in braille. I might die in my own bed, you might die in jail. Maybe tomorrow your devotion to proclivity might lead your priest to catch an eye on your charitable activity. Maybe tomorrow, if his audit is complete, he'll ponder why you never paid a debt standing on your feet. Maybe tomorrow your propensity to plume will explain to your landlord how you decorate your room. Maybe tomorrow your saber-sharp cold stares will be blunted when you find yourself with somebody who doesn't care. Maybe tomorrow at the funeral home reunion you'll get to taste me one last time when you come forward for communion. Maybe tomorrow you'll miss your sitting duck. That will be the first sign that you're running out of luck. Maybe tomorrow the marauders of your mind will take your last lone memory and leave you nothing to rewind. Maybe tomorrow you'll sit in trepidation, knowing that you're first in line for fulsome depredation. Maybe tomorrow, as you stumble out exhausted, you'll accept the consequences of what your evil thoughts did. Maybe tomorrow, when they're throwing pennies in your pot, you'll think on who you are now and rue who you are not. Maybe tomorrow, with your pedestal criticism, I'll take a break from the treadmill and policy my position. Maybe from tomorrow, from exile I'll retort, there will never be a storm so bad that I'll pull into your port. Maybe tomorrow the viper will reply, take him to the children's room and let them watch him die. Maybe tomorrow you'll say good luck and mean it, but if it's written on your walls, well, I've already seen it. Maybe tomorrow, from the depths when you emerge, the witchfinder of conscience will lead the final purge. Maybe tomorrow, 5 steps to the line, you'll poison the village water and lace your baby's milk with wine. Maybe tomorrow, when the crypt prince comes a-calling, you'll let him catch you in your arms with your well-practiced spontaneous falling. Maybe tomorrow the meek will get their turn. You've set fire to rainbows just to watch the unicorns burn. Maybe tomorrow they'll peel your layers wide, look into your thoughts and shudder hard at what's inside. Maybe tomorrow your stalactite appeal will make the roof come tumbling down and dark skies will be revealed. Maybe tomorrow, as the cross comes into view, you'll comprehend the consequence of all the things you do. Maybe tomorrow you'll have something more to say, save cordially yours as you're stealing children away. Maybe tomorrow, in the house that died of shame, they'll keep one in the chamber in case someone calls your name. Maybe tomorrow your still waters will fade. You'll get a first-class ticket back to the Everglades. Maybe tomorrow your sibling degradation won't be on the leaderboard as a topic of conversation. Maybe tomorrow they will take your confession, investigate your assets, and surmise your profession. Maybe tomorrow you'll get there if you hurry. Your love has saved a place for you by his throne in the slurry. Maybe tomorrow you'll high-five your victims. Nothing now surprises me about the extent of your sick whims. Maybe tomorrow you'll combine your circumstances, double up your pleasure, halve your survival chances. Maybe tomorrow you won't try so hard to find a new religion down on Satan Boulevard. Maybe tomorrow, when summer drops pretense, he'll whisper sweetly in your ear, you are a mere coincidence. Maybe tomorrow your rediscovered purpose will get you out of goal, if not out of his circus. Maybe tomorrow, with your protocols updated, your memories will be on the list marked to be eliminated. Maybe tomorrow, at the peak of your relation, the door will splinter on its hinge and you'll meet your next relation. Maybe tomorrow, your plateau in the forest will lead a new crew straight to you, and then you'll be getting no rest. Maybe tomorrow, at the Champs-Élysées, you will learn the hard way, nothing does come easy. Maybe tomorrow, your devotion to base pleasure will keep convincing you that stale prize is pure treasure. Maybe tomorrow, at the sacrificial circus, the man that you think loves you will step up and say, do her first. Maybe tomorrow, their penetrating gaze will document your depravity committed in love's haze. Maybe tomorrow, the paperwork will prove that you've outstayed your welcome and that it's time to move. Maybe tomorrow, the mind welts that you've left will be the last thing that I see when I draw my slipstream breath. Maybe tomorrow, the society ball will call you. Don't dress in your finery, the boys just want to stall you. Maybe tomorrow, with your need for new ingredients, you'll make an escroute route this time might prove more expedient. Maybe tomorrow, you'll wear a face outside your veil and swap a condolence book for the sonnet singer's tale. Maybe tomorrow, in your vaults they'll find a 12-step plan for recovery that you're 13 steps behind. Maybe tomorrow, the parties that you threw, as the dead lay dying, will come back and consolidate you. Maybe tomorrow, the photographs of you and him will prove that you were in a room where the walls were way too thin. Maybe tomorrow as the devil lies defeated. I wonder if, like me, you'll feel that you were truly cheated. So that's Maybe Tomorrow by Paul Murphy. Except that it isn't, because there's more in the book. Well, that's the first draft here, but then there's the other. A quick explanation. Well, two things. One, I'm sorry I didn't read it too well, but I have motor neuron disease, and my jaw was locking up. Probably that's my face. Which is the reason I'm making all these YouTube videos, because I don't have anything to leave my children, per se. My beautiful children there. But my books are available. This one is, you can get it online. Just type in, well, go to a well-known online website beginning with A, type in Maybe Tomorrow by Paul Murphy. That will bring this one up. And then there's this one here. This is a comedy book. Wobble Finds a Time Machine, pretty self-explanatory. This is a children's book, one of my children's book anthologies, or my only children's book anthology. This is one of my Emily and Bill the Magic Unicorn books there. This one here is called 1001 Ways to Cook an Aardvark, a comedy book. It's pure coincidence they are here, by the way. This is a book, what's called Journeys, Poems, Lyrics and Reflections. So I guess it contains poems, lyrics and reflections. What do you think? And this one here doesn't have this cover on. I'm going to show you the cover in any case because I've changed the cover. But this is called Songs Without Music. And it's a book of my song lyrics. You can find videos of me reading various bits of these on YouTube. And as I say, if you would care to purchase them, my children would be most appreciative of it. That's the blurb, which I hadn't intended to do. I just want to explain a little bit about Maybe Tomorrow. It sounds like one long song of hatred or something, or bile or vitriol and everything. Or one piece of poem, rather. It's getting back to my old days of my street poetry. I read it a bit softer this time. There's other harsher versions around. But don't think that it's just me writing about a certain person that I know. Whoever you might think that might be. It's not, you know, it is, I'm just a fulcrum for it. It is a work that takes shots at many, many injustices, and it is written from the point of the injustices, shall we say. So, and it's gender neutral, so don't think it's just a man talking to a woman all the time in there. It is not, one of the things I always say, one of the main things that hits home with me in there. There are two couplets that I wrote as, if you'll forgive me saying that, as Maud Allen, the actress who played Salome in Oscar Wilde's play in the early 1900s. And so any of you are there in the LBGTQPG tips, if you'll forgive me for trying to be humorous, community, God bless you all and keep up the good work. You know, you probably know her case, the disgusting libel action that she was taken through by the dreaded Bosie. I don't want to give him his full name, but you know, Oscar Wilde's baked noir, shall we say. There are lots of other people there. The one line I will give away, the as you write cordially yours while you're taking children away, that is written as Buster Keaton's second wife, written as per to Natalie Talmadge, Buster Keaton's first wife, if you know the story of what she did with regards to Buster Keaton's children. So it's that kind of stuff. So it's gender neutral. So I'm writing as men, women, children in some cases, and the targets I'm aiming at are politicians. I'm sure you can work out who they are. At everything, racism, hatred, misogyny. I'm swiping all those people, but I'm not mentioning any names in there. Just taking it all out there, you know, from, as I say, from way back in history, you know, from the pyramids being built up the way through to the COVID pandemic. That it's the 20th of January 22 as I record this. And that's a pertinent date because I'm pretty they tell me I don't have too much longer left. Anyway, so that's the story behind that. But as I say, you've only got a little bit of it there, well, a little bit of it there, Goes on a bit, doesn't it, huh? But you could just turn it on at night, couldn't you? You could just drift off to sleep listening to my mellifluous voice there coming out of all this stuff, and who knows, if everything sinks in subliminally, you might wake up. Or if nothing else, you might just say, hey, have a listen to this. Nothing on telly tonight. But the book has got the full thing in, which I'm not going to do for an online video because it's not too long. Thank you for your patience, and I'm very appreciative. I'm trying to find the book now so I can hold the cover up to there. So that's what it looks like there. Okay, what little legs I've got left are now going to lift me up to turn this off. I'm Paul Murphy, and I am very, very grateful for the time you've expended me listening to this. Thank you. God bless you all.